Welcome to another episode of Whispers of Christ, the Christian NDE Podcast. Today, we have a special guest with us who has been through a life-altering experience, bringing him closer to Jesus Christ. For those of you who may not know, I too had a near-death experience as a young child, a car accident that led me to meet Jesus. It's those moments that define our faith and our belief. Michael, thank you for joining us today. Could you please start by telling our audience a bit about yourself?
Thank you for having me. I'm a 32-year-old who's been leading quite a regular life. Never did I think I'd be someone sharing a near-death experience. I always enjoyed being fit, so hitting the gym was a routine for me. One day, while I was at my local gym, everything changed. I had a cardiac arrest. I later learned it was due to an undiagnosed heart condition. That moment shifted everything for me.
It's quite an experience to go through something like that, especially in such a common place like a gym. I can relate to having such a transformative experience. It's surprising where life can take us when we least expect it. Can you tell us about that day? What do you remember leading up to the incident?
It was a day like any other. I was at the gym, feeling good and motivated. I was in the middle of a set, pushing myself, when suddenly I felt a sharp pain in my chest. I thought maybe I had just pulled a muscle, but then the room started spinning. The next thing I remember is a feeling of weightlessness and peace. I was no longer in the gym, and everything felt different.
It's often said that in these moments, we feel a profound peace that's hard to put into words. I felt something similar during my accident. Were you aware at that point of what was happening to you, or did everything just seem like a blur?
Everything felt like it was moving in slow motion. I was confused, but at the same time, there was this overwhelming sense of calm. I felt detached from the world I knew and was being pulled towards a comforting light.
That light is something many speak of when they talk about near-death experiences. It's amazing how these experiences, although unique to each person, have such commonalities. Now, once you felt this pull towards the light, what did you see? Can you describe your experience beyond that point?
Beyond that light was a place that felt incredibly peaceful. There's no earthly comparison. Everything felt pure, full of love, and I felt this overwhelming sense of belonging. It was as if all the burdens, worries, and fears of life had been lifted off my shoulders. I saw landscapes, but they were unlike anything I've ever seen here on Earth, brighter, more vivid. There were beautiful meadows, and the colors were so vibrant, almost ethereal.
That's a vision of a paradise many of us have heard about, yet only a few have witnessed. It resonates with what many have described and what I myself felt during my own experience. Now, leading up to this moment, you were at the gym, doing what many of us do regularly. Were there any signs, any indications that something like this might happen to you?
To be honest, no. I always felt quite healthy. The gym was a place of routine for me. That day started as normal, but I do remember feeling a bit more fatigued than usual, although I brushed it off thinking it was just one of those days. The suddenness of the cardiac arrest was a shock. I had no known family history or any prior symptoms.
It's remarkable how life can change in an instant. One moment you're pushing yourself, thinking it's just another day, and the next, you're experiencing something profoundly spiritual. Going back to that serene place you described, while you were there, did you feel the presence of Jesus or any divine entity?
I did. As I was taking in the beauty of the surroundings, I felt a presence beside me. It was comforting, full of love and understanding. Although I didn't see him as a physical form, I knew deep down it was Jesus. His presence was undeniable. He communicated not with words, but with feelings, reassuring me and enveloping me in pure love.
That's deeply touching. The love of Jesus is boundless, and having felt it firsthand, I can relate to what you're sharing. Now, as you were in this state, enveloped in Christ's love, did you have any conversations or receive any messages that you'd like to share with our listeners?
It wasn't a conversation in the way we understand it. It was more of an exchange of feelings and understanding. I felt reassured, loved, and I got a sense that it wasn't my time yet. There was more for me to do, more for me to experience in the earthly realm. The message, if I could distill it down, was one of purpose and love.
Purpose is something many of us seek. And after such an experience, it often becomes clearer. Can you delve deeper into that? How did this incident impact your understanding of your purpose here on earth?
Before the incident, I lived life day by day, often without giving deeper thought to my greater purpose. But after that profound encounter with Jesus, everything shifted. I felt a burning desire to understand my purpose on earth better and to live more intentionally. I realized that every day is a gift and that each of us has a role to play, big or small, in this grand tapestry of life. It made me more compassionate, understanding, and patient with others. It also instilled in me a desire to spread the love of Jesus in any way I could.
That transformation is truly profound. I remember after my accident, feeling a renewed sense of purpose and a deeper connection to Christ. It's these experiences that really put life into perspective. Now, diving deeper into the experience itself, many listeners are curious about the sensations during such events. Can you describe in detail the feelings you had during the incident, especially the sensations of pain or discomfort, if any?
At the very onset, when I had the cardiac arrest, there was a sharp, piercing pain in my chest. It was intense and sudden. But as everything began to fade, that pain was replaced by an overwhelming sense of serenity. It's hard to explain, but the transition from pain to peace was almost instantaneous. Once I was in that other realm, all physical discomfort vanished. I felt light, free, and completely at peace.
It's fascinating how pain can swiftly transition to such profound peace. Now, during this experience, and I know it might be a sensitive topic, but you mentioned earlier about feeling as though you were dead. Can you share more about what you saw during this time, especially regarding the beauty and wonders of that realm?
Absolutely. Beyond the meadows and the vibrant colors, there were sounds, harmonious and melodic, like a choir, but more ethereal. Everything felt interconnected, as if every blade of grass, every ripple in the water, every beam of light was part of a harmonious whole. And although I didn't see any distinct figures, I felt the presence of many souls, all radiating love and warmth. The entire experience was otherworldly and transcendent.
Your description paints such a vivid picture of that realm. I've often thought of the sounds and harmonies of heaven after my own experience. It's all so breathtakingly beautiful. In that serenity and amidst those harmonies, did you feel a sense of time? Or did everything seem timeless?
It felt timeless. There wasn't a sense of minutes or hours passing. Everything was in a state of eternal now. It was as if time didn't exist, and all that mattered was the present moment, filled with love and understanding.
The concept of timelessness is something that's often associated with these experiences. On that note, as you were in this timeless state, surrounded by love and peace, did you have any thoughts or reflections about your life up until that point?
I did. It was as if my entire life played before me, but not like a film reel. It was more of a series of emotions, feelings, and lessons. I felt the joy of good moments, the lessons from the challenges, and the love I shared and received. It was a profound reflection that gave me a deeper understanding of my journey, the choices I made, and the people I interacted with.
It's incredible how such experiences offer us a unique perspective on our own lives. Reflecting on it all in such a divine setting must have been enlightening. Coming back to the earthly realm, after you were resuscitated, can you describe the immediate medical attention you received? Were there any particular challenges or interventions that you recall?
When I returned to consciousness, I was surrounded by medical personnel. They told me that I had been administered CPR by a fellow gym goer until the paramedics arrived. Once at the hospital, I underwent a series of tests, and they identified my undiagnosed heart condition. I had to have a procedure to implant a defibrillator to prevent future incidents.
The quick actions of those around you were certainly a blessing. Modern medicine has its wonders, but it also brings challenges. Following the procedure and the revelation of your heart condition, how was the recovery process? Were there any particular challenges or adjustments you had to make in your daily life?
Recovery was a journey, both physically and mentally. Physically, I had to take things slow, allowing my body to heal from the procedure. I had to make certain lifestyle adjustments, be more mindful of my health, and attend regular checkups. Mentally, reconciling the profound spiritual experience I had with the challenges of recovery was at times overwhelming. But the presence of Jesus and the love I felt during my near-death experience were constant sources of strength and solace.
It's heartening to hear how your faith played a pivotal role during your recovery. Our connection with Christ can indeed be our anchor during trying times. Beyond the physical adjustments and the mental challenges, how did this incident affect your relationships with family, friends, and even strangers?
It deepened my connections immensely. My family was my rock during the recovery, and our bond strengthened. Friends who I hadn't spoken to in years reached out, and it made me realize the importance of cherishing relationships. I also felt a deeper connection to strangers, especially those who helped me at the gym. It was as if the boundaries that separate us melted away, and all that remained was a shared human experience and love.
Relationships are the essence of our existence, and it's beautiful how they flourish even more after such profound experiences. Now, with all these transformations in your relationships and personal life, did you find yourself revisiting your faith? How did this incident bring you closer to Jesus Christ?
Absolutely. Prior to the incident, while I had faith, it wasn't as deep or as personal. After my near-death experience, my relationship with Jesus became the cornerstone of my life. I felt His presence in every moment, guiding me, comforting me, and reassuring me. Every challenge I faced during recovery became an opportunity to lean on Him and draw strength from His love. It was as if the veil between the earthly and the divine had been lifted, allowing me to feel Jesus' love in a way I had never felt before.
It's inspiring to hear how one's connection with Christ can intensify after such profound experiences. I felt something very similar after my accident, an undeniable pull towards Jesus and His teachings. Now, coming back to the aftermath of the incident, you mentioned your recovery journey and the challenges. How long did it take you to feel normal again, both physically and emotionally?
Physically, it took me a few months to regain my strength and adjust to the changes in my lifestyle. Emotionally, the journey was longer. There were moments of doubt, moments of overwhelming gratitude, and moments where I grappled with the profoundness of what I had experienced. It was a roller coaster of emotions, but with each passing day, the presence of Jesus became my anchor, helping me find balance and grounding.
It's commendable how you navigated through the myriad of emotions with your faith as your guiding light. Such experiences can indeed be a double-edged sword, bringing both enlightenment and challenges. On a more personal note, did this incident impact your personal relationships, perhaps with a significant other or close friends?
Yes, it did. My relationships deepened, but they also evolved. Those close to me became even closer as they supported me through my recovery. I also found that some friendships transformed, becoming more spiritual and profound. And interestingly, there were a few relationships that drifted apart. It seemed as though the incident acted as a catalyst, amplifying the true essence of each relationship in my life.
Life's trials often reveal the true nature of our relationships. Now, with all the changes and reflections, did this incident influence any major life decisions or changes in direction for you?
It did. I reevaluated my priorities and made some significant changes in my professional life. I felt a calling to work in a capacity that allowed me to help others, to give back. I transitioned from a corporate job to working with nonprofits, focusing on heart health awareness. I wanted my life to reflect the lessons and the love I had experienced during my time beyond.
It's heartwarming to hear how you channeled your experience into such a noble cause. Serving others is indeed a reflection of Christ's teachings. As you embarked on this new journey, influenced by your near-death experience, how did it impact where you stand in life today?
Today, I find myself in a place of deep gratitude and purpose. I view life through a lens of compassion and love, valuing every moment, every interaction. The incident didn't just give me a second chance at life, it reshaped how I approached it. I've learned to find joy in the small moments and to cherish the connections I make. Most importantly, it has brought me closer to Jesus Christ. Every day, I'm reminded of His infinite love and the promise of eternal life.
Your journey is a testament to the transformative power of Christ's love. Many of our listeners, including myself, have had moments where our faith has been the guiding light. Your story resonates deeply with that. Can you elaborate on how this incident strengthened your testimony of Jesus Christ?
Certainly. Before the incident, my faith was present, but perhaps not as pronounced or personal. But after being in that realm, after feeling the presence and love of Jesus so intimately, it left no room for doubt. My testimony of Jesus Christ became unshakable. I realized that His love isn't just something we read about, it's real, tangible, and available to each one of us. My experience served as a confirmation of everything I believed in, solidifying my faith like never before.
It's truly moving to hear how personal encounters can reaffirm our faith so profoundly. Like you, after my accident, I felt an undeniable connection with Jesus, making my faith unwavering. Shifting focus a bit, after such a profound experience, how has it impacted your daily life, perhaps in terms of routines, habits, or even perspectives?
On a daily basis, I find myself more present, more mindful of the moments. I've incorporated prayer and meditation into my routine, taking time each day to connect with Jesus and express my gratitude. I'm more conscious of the choices I make, ensuring they align with my faith and purpose. Additionally, I've learned the value of forgiveness, both towards others and myself. Overall, my perspective on life is more holistic, with a focus on love, understanding, and service.
It's remarkable how such experiences not only reshape our beliefs but also our daily practices and outlook. Now, as we delve deeper into your connection with Christ, can you share any insights or messages that you believe Jesus might want our listeners to know, based on your own experiences?
I believe Jesus wants everyone to know that His love is unconditional and ever-present. No matter where we are in our journey, no matter our past, He is always there, waiting for us with open arms. We are never alone in our struggles or joys. His love is boundless, and all we need to do is open our hearts to receive it. Embracing His love can transform our lives, bringing peace, purpose, and fulfillment.
Such a beautiful message, and I hope our listeners take it to heart. As we reflect on your journey and the profound lessons you've shared, how do you think these experiences have shaped your future goals and aspirations?
These experiences have undoubtedly charted a new path for me. They've made me reevaluate what's truly important. My future goals are now centered around service, understanding, and spreading the love of Jesus. I aspire to touch as many lives as I can, sharing my story and the lessons I've learned. I want to make a difference, even if it's in the smallest of ways, and leave a positive impact on the world, driven by the love and guidance of Jesus Christ.
That's a noble aspiration. Serving others and making a difference, guided by Christ's teachings, is indeed a fulfilling path. You mentioned earlier about transitioning from a corporate job to working with nonprofits focused on heart health awareness. Were there any other major life changes you made as a direct result of your near-death experience?
Yes, besides my professional transition, I also made personal changes. I've simplified my life, prioritizing relationships and experiences over material possessions. I also sought counseling to process the emotions and revelations from the incident. This helped me immensely in understanding and integrating the experience into my life. Additionally, I became more involved in my church community, seeking fellowship and opportunities to serve.
It's amazing how one event can cascade into so many transformative changes in different facets of life. As we reflect on all that you've shared, what would you say is the most significant change or realization you had due to this incident?
The most significant realization was the understanding of the transient nature of life and the eternal nature of love. Life on earth is fleeting, but the love of Jesus and the connections we make here are eternal. This realization shifted my priorities, making me value moments over material things and love over fleeting pleasures. It made me see life as a precious gift, one to be lived with purpose and gratitude.
Such a profound realization holds invaluable lessons for all of us. As we draw closer to the end of our conversation, I'm curious about where you are now in life. After all these shifts and changes, where do you find yourself at this moment in time?
Right now, I find myself in a place of contentment and purpose. I'm actively involved in my community, working with organizations that align with my values. Every day is an opportunity to spread love, share my story, and help others. While I still have moments of reflection and even moments of doubt, I always find solace in my faith and the love of Jesus. I'm on a journey, constantly learning and growing, with my faith as my guiding light.
Your journey is an inspiration to many. It's heartening to see how you've channeled your experiences into a life filled with purpose and love. As we wrap up, I'd like to ask, looking ahead, what's your vision or hope for the future?
My vision for the future is a world where more people open their hearts to the love of Jesus, recognizing the profound impact it can have on their lives. I hope to continue my work in raising awareness about heart health and to share my testimony with as many as I can. I believe that through shared stories and experiences, we can foster understanding, compassion, and unity. My ultimate hope is that my story, along with countless others, can inspire individuals to seek out and cultivate a deeper relationship with Jesus Christ.
That's a beautiful vision, one that many of our listeners, including myself, resonate with. Your journey and testimony are a testament to the transformative power of Christ's love. I want to thank you, Michael, for joining us today and sharing your incredible story. Your words have undoubtedly touched many hearts and souls.
Thank you for having me. It's been a privilege to share my experiences and the love of Jesus. I hope that it brings comfort, hope, and inspiration to all who hear it.
Amen to that. To all our listeners, thank you for joining us on another episode of Whispers of Christ, the Christian NDE Podcast. Always remember, the love of Jesus is boundless, and He is always there for each one of us. Until next time, stay blessed and keep the faith.